Today, I'm going to talk about some ways I'm beautifying my life. And I apologize in advance if you hear children screaming in the background. They're playing at the pool in my apartment. So, I feel an intense desire, a very strong urge to beautify my life. I've lived in the current apartment that I'm in for a little bit over a year, and I just never got my place the way I wanted it to be. I just never made it beautiful enough. I don't know. In my head, I had all these ideas of how I wanted my place to look, and I looked up different aesthetics. I looked up different furniture pieces and different inspiration boards on Pinterest, and I tried to blend them all together, and it just never ended up looking how I wanted it to look. And now I'm moving. I'm moving in 2 weeks. I'm getting ready to move, so I'm currently packing my things, and I've just been contemplating how I want to beautify my apartment. I've done my best to make this place a home, but I do think that I kind of rushed into living where I live now. And even though I tried to draw inspiration and things from different sources regarding how I want my place to look, it just never got to where I wanted it to because, and partially because I rushed the process. So now with my next place, I have a little bit more time to think about how I want my space to look and just how I want my life to look in general. I'm not just moving apartments, but I'm moving states. And I'm welcoming this new chapter with open arms. And I'm also going to be more prepared than I was when I moved in this current apartment. So I was inspired to make this video after binge watching Heaven Sent Honey. Heaven Sent Honey. She is phenomenal. She talks about all things beauty and aesthetics and glamour and femininity. Watching her content really inspired me to sit down and think about how I want to beautify my life. And I wrote 14 things down in my handy dandy notebook. I love writing things down, it solidifies my thoughts and ideas. So, number one, I am going to read more fiction books. Right now, I have 99% nonfiction books. And reading fiction is a good way to romanticize your life. You read how authors poeticize the most mundane things. And I want my life to feel like that. It's also a way to get out of my head and to focus on someone else's life. So, in addition to fiction books, I also want to read all the classics. So I'll probably make a YouTube video on that, a list of books that I'm reading. I am throwing away anything that doesn't bring me joy, anything. I don't care if it's a pen, I don't care if it's a blanket, I don't care what it is. If it doesn't bring me joy, I'm throwing it away or donating it to Goodwill, one or the other. Number three, buy more candles and smell goods, and also make my own candles. So today I went to Ross and I bought a candle. It's orange creamsicle candle, and it's burning right now in the background. You can't see it, but it smells really good and fresh. It smells like summer. But other than that, I just want my place. I just want my home, my sanctuary to smell delicious every time I walk in. Burning candles just hasn't been a top priority for me, but I'm going to make it a priority because candles and smell goods, it engages the senses, one of your senses, which is smell. I think smells can be beautiful, and I want my space to smell beautiful, not just look beautiful, but smell amazing as well. I'm also going to get into mixing essential oils in my hair products and perfumes. I haven't found a perfume that I love, so I am on the hunt to find a perfume that I love, and I'm also going to mix some essential oils in the perfume. So I want my environment to smell good, and that's another way that I'm beautifying my life. Also, number four, keep my nails short and painted. My nails are short right now, they're not painted. I just haven't prioritized painting my nails. I get my feet done um, once a month, so I get pedicures, but I haven't prioritized getting manicures. I think there's something about having beautiful, short, manicured, painted nails. So everything that you touch, everything that you do, you can't help but look at your beautiful hand. So when you're reading and you're flipping the pages, you look at your red nails, when you're washing dishes, when you're writing, when you're changing the channel. It's little things like that that can beautify your life. And I think that painting my nails would definitely help beautify my life. Number five, drink. Y'all hear the kids? Number five, drink tea out of teacups or very beautiful mugs. This is a teacup I got for Christmas and it's Japanese inspired. It's so cute, it's so dainty. I want to drink from beautiful little teacups versus the fat mugs I've been drinking my tea in. It doesn't make me feel beautiful. By holding a beautiful teacup every morning when I'm drinking my tea, it would just make my life feel and look that much more beautiful. Number six, okay, so I'm really bad at this. So wear a silk robe instead of old clothes in the house. I have a really bad habit. When I get home, I just want to throw on an old t shirt and some shorts and call it a day. But I feel like that's disrespectful to myself. So I feel like the world should see me when I'm the most beautiful. The world should get the best side of me. But when it comes to myself, I should just go home and look any kind of way. I don't think so. I think it's important to be comfortable, and I'm always going to prioritize comfort. But there's a better way I can do it versus wearing an old shirt that I got in 2016. No. Number seven, pray every morning and night. I think it's paramount to put God first, with Him being the first thing that you think of and you think in the morning, and the last thing that you think about and think at night. How can your life not feel more beautiful than what it is? So that's one thing that I'm getting in the practice of doing, praying every morning and every night. Number eight, read more poetry. So, one of my favorite poets is Edgar Allan Poe. I love him. My favorite poem is Annabel Lee. When I read poetry in general, and this kind of goes back to reading more fiction books, I just feel like my life is romanticized. Poetry just puts life into perspective in a way that's almost holy. And I think that holiness is beautiful. So that's one thing that I'm going to do to beautify my life is read more poetry. Number nine, accessorize. So I'm really bad at accessorizing myself. Like right now, I'm not wearing a necklace, I'm not wearing any bracelets or rings or anything. But I think that by adorning myself in jewelry, I think that I'll feel more beautiful. Number 10, wear more lipstick. So right now I'm wearing lipstick, but I am very basic when it comes to lipstick. I always stick with the browns because I found that browns look the best on me. But I could beautify my life a little bit more by wearing more color, adding more color to my face. So I want to try different reds and purples and deep pinks. Number 11, buy long curtains that blow in the wind. I think that's self explanatory. Watch more indie films. I love independent films because there's a rawness to it that feels more like real life than the top motion pictures. Indie films inspire me to be more creative and it inspires me to look at my life in a different way, look at my life through the lens of a camera. I skipped one, but that's okay. Lastly, write more poetry, stories, and scripts. So I am a writer, and I feel kind of funny saying that because I haven't prioritized writing in such a long time, but nonetheless, I am a writer. And by writing, not just consuming poetry, films, etc. I am creating a new masterpiece out of my experiences, my life. I feel like whenever you write something down, it shows you that you are an artist. And I believe that we are all artists. We are all creators. And sometimes we need to write to remind ourselves of that. So, those are some ways that I am beautifying my life. Comment down below and tell me some ways that you are beautifying your life.